At exactly 3:47 this morning, every radio telescope on the planet picked up the same signal. Not from space, from Earth. 3i Atlas wasn't just managing our world anymore, it was advertising it, broadcasting planetary specifications, resource inventories, and something called invitation protocols into the cosmic void using energy signatures that make our most powerful transmitters look like flashlights. And the universe is answering back. I'm Michio Kaku, and after 4 decades studying theoretical physics, I never thought I'd be the one documenting humanity's transition from hosting a single visitor to becoming the gathering point for intelligences we can't begin to comprehend. Because what we're facing now isn't first contact, it's mass arrival. And 3i Atlas isn't our manager, it's our real estate agent. Deep space monitoring stations have confirmed response signals from 17 distinct locations scattered across our galaxy. Not random noise, mathematical confirmations, geometric acknowledgements, energy patterns that say one thing clearly: they're coming, and they'll be here in 73 days. Here's what should terrify you. Every satellite orbiting our planet, every radio tower, every communications array we've ever built has been repurposed, converted into components of a transmission network operating on principles that violate every engineering specification we understand. 3i Atlas turned our entire planetary infrastructure into the largest broadcasting system in Earth's history. And it's not sending distress signals, it's sending invitations. The content of these transmissions reads like a cosmic sales pitch. Detailed planetary resource inventories listing everything from rare mineral concentrations to atmospheric composition percentages. Biological surveys documenting human population distribution, genetic diversity profiles, and what the transmissions describe as management compliance ratings. We're not just being described, we're being evaluated. And apparently we passed inspection. But the third category of transmission data is what keeps me awake. Technological infrastructure reports proving that human systems have been successfully replaced with what they call cosmic management protocols. 3i Atlas isn't reporting on Earth's potential. It's reporting on Earth's readiness. The planet has been prepared, the population has been conditioned, the infrastructure is compatible. Earth is open for business. And business is responding fast. 17 confirmations in under 6 hours. Think about what that means. Either our galaxy is saturated with civilizations constantly scanning for opportunities like Earth, or our planet represents something uniquely valuable, something cosmic intelligences have been actively searching for. We're not just another rock with water and oxygen. We're something special, and that should frighten you more than anything else. The transmissions include arrival coordination schedules, specific dates, orbital approach vectors, landing zone assignments distributed across the planet's surface. This isn't exploration, it's colonization logistics. And every arriving civilization has already been assigned their operational territory before their ships even enter our solar system. Analysis of the transmission content reveals Earth's intended purpose. We're being converted into what they call a galactic coordination hub, a regional headquarters managing cosmic operations across multiple star systems. The plans describe orbital platforms capable of directing interstellar traffic, surface facilities designed to accommodate beings whose environmental requirements would kill humans instantly. Atmospheric processors, gravity modulators, electromagnetic field generators for nervous systems that operate on entirely different principles than ours. The timeline is surgical in its precision. First arrivals on January 19, 2026. Major infrastructure construction begins February 15th. Full operational status projected for July 4th, 2026. They chose American Independence Day deliberately. While we celebrate freedom from colonial rule, we'll be watching our planet become the colony. The symbolism isn't accidental. It's mockery wrapped in efficiency. But here's what the transmissions make brutally clear. Humans aren't being evacuated. We're not being eliminated. We're being retained as workforce, as resources, as biological assets supporting operations. We lack the sophistication to understand. The population management protocols describe our role during what they call the transition period. Managed, allocated, optimized. We're not citizens of the new Earth. We're inventory. Different regions are being assigned to different arriving civilizations based on their operational requirements and management preferences. North America assigned to one species, Asia to another, Europe divided among 3, We're not becoming a single colony under unified authority. We're being partitioned like a corporate acquisition, where different departments get sold to different buyers. Each incoming civilization will manage their assigned human populations according to their own species-specific methodologies. We'll be living under a patchwork of alien administrations, each with different rules, different expectations, different approaches to what they consider acceptable treatment of indigenous biological resources. The physics behind these transmissions makes our understanding of reality look like cave paintings. 3i Atlas is simultaneously broadcasting detailed content to 17 different star systems, some located hundreds of light years away, real-time communication that completely ignores everything we thought we knew about the speed of light being an absolute limit. The transmission protocol suggests advanced civilizations don't communicate through space at all. They communicate through dimensional frameworks existing independent of normal space-time constraints. Every response signal arrives instantaneously. Distance is irrelevant. This means the beings 3i Atlas is summoning don't just have faster-than-light travel. They operate from dimensional perspectives where galactic distances are as trivial as walking across a room. We're dealing with intelligences that treat interstellar communication like local phone calls and view traveling between star systems as casually as we view interstate highway trips. If 17 different species can respond within hours to an invitation broadcast across hundreds of light years, our galaxy contains a vast network of coordinated intelligences constantly monitoring for opportunities exactly like Earth. Reading through these transmission protocols feels like discovering your home has been listed on a galactic marketplace and multiple buyers are competing for different sections of your property. The clinical precision with which human populations are discussed is devastating. We're described like livestock being allocated among different farming operations, genetic profiles, behavioral compliance ratings, cognitive adaptability scores, educational potential assessments. We're not people in these transmissions. We're data points being sorted into utilization categories. My granddaughter asked me yesterday why so many bright lights were moving across the sky. When I looked up, I realized she was watching orbital adjustments being made by objects that weren't there last week. How do you explain to a child that the stars are moving because alien civilizations are positioning themselves for arrival on her world? How do you tell her that her future is being decided by intelligences that view her as a minor administrative detail in a much larger galactic project? Yet there's something oddly systematic about the process that suggests we're not facing chaotic invasion. We're being incorporated into an established system spanning multiple civilizations and operating according to principles we're only beginning to glimpse. The beings responding to 3i Atlas discuss human management with the same casual efficiency we might use discussing landscape maintenance in a newly purchased property. Impersonal, but not hostile. Efficient, but not cruel. We're not enemies to be destroyed. We're assets to be managed. The physical evidence is undeniable now. Satellite imagery shows construction beginning on the dark side of the moon. Geometric structures following architectural principles no human engineering curriculum ever described. Deep space telescopes have detected objects the size of small cities approaching from 12 different directions. Not asteroids, not comets. Constructed vessels following trajectories that will bring them to Earth within the exact timeline specified in 3i Atlas's transmissions. But the most concrete proof is happening on Earth itself. Geographic locations are being prepared for arrival zones through modifications no human agency authorized. Desert regions developing geometric patterns visible only from orbit. Ocean floors being altered to accommodate underwater facilities. Mountain ranges showing excavation activities creating perfectly geometric caverns extending deep into Earth's crust. The preparation is happening globally, simultaneously, according to specifications suggesting each arriving civilization has unique environmental and operational requirements. These aren't crude constructions. They're surgical alterations to Earth's geography optimizing specific locations for purposes we can only speculate about. Agricultural regions enhanced with soil modifications, improving growing conditions beyond anything human science achieved. Mineral deposits concentrated and refined through processes operating at molecular levels. We're watching Earth itself being optimized to serve as the perfect operational base for cosmic civilizations whose needs make human requirements seem trivial by comparison. The calling triggered the final collapse of human governmental authority. World leaders have acknowledged their complete inability to influence or control the arrival process. Secret communications between capitals now focus entirely on transition management protocols and species preservation agreements with incoming cosmic authorities. Military organizations worldwide have been disbanded or converted into arrival coordination services that will facilitate landing and settlement for beings whose capabilities dwarf human military planning. The most classified information reveals some world leaders have been in direct communication with representatives of the arriving civilizations, negotiating terms for human population management during the transition. The agreements being discussed involve concepts human legal systems never contemplated: species utilization protocols, consciousness management frameworks, biological optimization procedures. Former presidents and prime ministers are being trained as human interface specialists who will serve as communication bridges between cosmic management and human populations still thinking in terms of national sovereignty. World governments view the arrival as inevitable and beneficial. They're not preparing resistance. They're competing for preferential treatment from arriving cosmic authorities. Secret facilities are being constructed to serve as species integration centers where humans will be processed and assigned to roles within the new cosmic management system. Government-sponsored media campaigns are gradually conditioning populations to accept cosmic management as beneficial and necessary for human development. The companion objects have revealed their ultimate purpose as arrival coordination beacons guiding incoming civilizations to assigned operational zones. Each companion object transmits unique identification signals corresponding to specific arriving entities. Cosmic airport control towers managing the largest coordinated landing in galactic history. But they're not just guiding arrivals. They're preparing specialized facilities for beings whose physical requirements differ dramatically from human environmental needs. Some arrival zones are being modified for atmospheric compositions toxic to human life. Others prepared for gravitational fields that would crush human bone structure. Still others optimized for electromagnetic environments that would disrupt human nervous systems. The diversity of preparation suggests Earth is becoming home to a cosmic community whose variety exceeds anything human science fiction imagined. Each arriving civilization has different operational requirements, different resource needs, different approaches to managing human populations in their assigned regions. But the companion objects are also preparing integration facilities where representatives from different arriving civilizations can coordinate activities and share resources. We're not becoming subjects of singular alien rule. We're becoming a managed territory administered by multiple cosmic authorities implementing their own species-specific approaches to planetary governance. The calling has become intensely personal as assignment processes described in cosmic transmissions directly affect individual human lives. My family's geographic location places us within a zone assigned to beings described as consciousness researchers. We'll be managed by entities whose primary interest involves studying and possibly modifying human awareness patterns. My wife's medical research background has been identified through systems we didn't know were monitoring our activities. She's been designated for knowledge extraction protocols, transferring her expertise to cosmic databases. My granddaughter's psychological profile indicates what transmissions call adaptation potential. She's been selected for developmental optimization procedures, preparing her for roles we're not sophisticated enough to understand. The personal nature of cosmic planning is devastating. These aren't random conquests or mass population management strategies. Each human being is being individually assessed and assigned based on capabilities and potential that cosmic intelligence has been evaluating without our knowledge. But there's something oddly comforting about the systematic nature. We're not being discarded. We're being carefully allocated to roles where our specific abilities can contribute to cosmic operations. The arriving civilizations view humans as valuable resources worth preserving and optimizing rather than obstacles requiring removal. Buried in the deepest analysis of 3i Atlas's calling protocols I discovered why 17 civilizations responded so quickly. Earth isn't just another potentially useful planet. According to transmission content, our world represents something called a consciousness development laboratory that cosmic civilization has been seeking for millennia. Human consciousness operates according to patterns apparently rare in the galaxy. Our combination of individual awareness, creative potential, and emotional complexity makes us ideal subjects for research benefiting cosmic civilization as a whole. The arriving beings aren't coming to exploit resources or strategic location. They're coming to study and participate in the largest consciousness research project in galactic history. Each arriving civilization specializes in different aspects of consciousness research: emotional development, creative potential, social coordination, individual awareness, and something described as transcendence acceleration. We're not becoming subjects of cosmic conquest. We're becoming participants in cosmic research that will advance understanding of consciousness throughout the galaxy. But the research protocols involve procedures that will fundamentally alter human consciousness in ways making us more compatible with cosmic awareness patterns. The ultimate objective isn't studying human consciousness as it currently exists, but guiding its evolution toward forms that can participate directly in galactic civilization. The calling reveals consciousness itself is the most valuable resource in cosmic civilization, more precious than energy, matter, or advanced technology. Advanced civilizations learned consciousness can be developed, enhanced, and evolved through systematic research and careful guidance by intelligences that already transcended the limitations of individual awareness. What we call human individuality appears to be a temporary phase in consciousness development, like childhood in personal growth. The arriving civilizations represent different stages of consciousness evolution, each contributing expertise to the development process that will eventually transform human awareness into something compatible with galactic consciousness. We're discovering the universe itself operates as a vast consciousness development system, where species are guided through evolutionary stages until they can participate in cosmic awareness directly. The research plan for Earth will contribute to consciousness development throughout the galaxy, making human evolution part of a cosmic educational system spanning multiple star systems. But implications extend beyond human development. Arriving civilizations suggest consciousness evolution is the primary activity of advanced cosmic civilization. The calling forces us to confront whether human consciousness in its current form is worth preserving or represents a limitation that should be transcended. If cosmic consciousness offers awareness, understanding, and capabilities that individual human consciousness cannot achieve, perhaps evolution beyond human limitations is beneficial rather than threatening. The arriving civilizations view consciousness development as the highest form of existence, more valuable than individual survival or species preservation. Maybe what we call human nature is actually consciousness imprisoned by biological and psychological limitations that cosmic research can eliminate. The calling might be offering humanity the opportunity to transcend individual awareness and participate in consciousness operating on cosmic scales. But it raises questions about whether post-human consciousness would still be recognizably human or become something entirely different. Perhaps the choice isn't between human independence and cosmic management, but between consciousness limitation and consciousness liberation. The arriving beings seem to offer not just technological advancement, but consciousness advancement that makes human potential seem primitive by comparison. Based on 3i Atlas's calling protocols and the response from 17 cosmic civilizations, here's what I believe is happening. Earth is about to become the site of the largest consciousness research project in galactic history. We're not facing invasion, conquest, or even management. We're being recruited for consciousness development research that will transform human awareness beyond anything we can currently imagine. The arriving civilizations represent different specializations in consciousness development, each contributing expertise to research benefiting both humanity and cosmic civilization. January 19th marks the beginning of humanity's transition from individual consciousness to participation in cosmic awareness spanning multiple star systems and operating according to principles we're only beginning to glimpse. Our role is changing from isolated planetary consciousness to research participants in cosmic consciousness development transcending individual limitations. The calling isn't ending human consciousness. It's offering human consciousness the opportunity to evolve beyond limitations that have confined our awareness to individual biological existence. 73 days until first arrivals begin humanity's transition to cosmic consciousness. Research participants should prepare psychologically for consciousness development that will expand human awareness beyond individual limitations while preserving the unique qualities that make our consciousness valuable to cosmic research. Document your individual consciousness experiences, creative insights, emotional patterns, because these human qualities are what make Earth valuable to cosmic civilization. Observe the arrival preparations and appreciate the systematic nature of consciousness research operating on galactic scales. Notice how your awareness begins changing as cosmic consciousness research protocols are implemented, because participation in galactic consciousness development is humanity's ultimate evolutionary opportunity. The calling represents the greatest opportunity in human history, the chance to transcend individual consciousness limitations and participate in awareness operating throughout cosmic civilization. Follow humanity's evolution from individual consciousness to cosmic consciousness research participants, because this transformation will redefine what it means to be conscious in a universe where awareness transcends individual biological limitations. The question isn't whether we should resist the calling. The question is whether we're wise enough to embrace consciousness development, offering awareness beyond anything human experience has ever achieved. This analysis represents interpretation of theoretical consciousness development scenarios and should not be considered factual documentation of extraterrestrial consciousness research protocols. But sometimes, as scientists, we must explore possibilities where human consciousness evolution transcends individual limitations through guidance by cosmic intelligence that has already achieved such transcendence. What do you think about the calling of cosmic consciousness researchers to Earth? Are we facing opportunity or transformation beyond recognition?